Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome, newcomers. I hope you like the channel and become part of this wonderful family by subscribing, hitting that subscription button, which is free, and not forgetting the bell notification. I'd like to mention that I've been away for a month, visiting out of the island, family that I haven't seen in about 7, close to 8 years. So I just got back in the island. I'm glad you're still here. For a lot of you that have been following me from the start, thank you so much for hanging in there for me. So we're going to create a pineapple round doily, good size. Also, if you're using thicker thread than my own, it will become a small tablecloth for the small night tables, which is perfect for that. If you're using thinner thread, and then it's a perfect small doily size for any area in your house. You could also use it to create a round rug, but you will have to use macrame thread. Becomes heavier, won't slip, won't move out of place, and you won't have to put a bottom to stick into the floor to make sure nobody slips. But normally when you do this for small tables, either a coffee table in your living room or whatever area, normally people are not walking through there, so it's an area where it's safe to put these type of rugs. I'm going to use the white just to make sure you guys see the tutorial well enough. I'm using a 2.75 millimeter hook, a small one to tuck in loose ends, and a pair of scissors. These are 4-ply here in my country of Portugal, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3 in thickness. Aunt Lydia number 3 cotton is a little bit thicker than my thread, so your pattern does become bigger. In case you have a hard time getting the 4-ply, 3-ply, whatever, you could always use Aunt Lydia number 10. You will have to get a little bit bigger pattern. You could either double or triple your thread. Normally that's how we work when we don't have access to these types of threads. Okay, please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. This is how we keep growing. Also, by sharing is caring into your Facebook groups, your WhatsApp, your Instagram, whatever the case may be. Helping out is a great hand and a blessing. Thank you so much, everybody. I missed every single one of yous, and of course, I've missed my hook. So let's get started, everyone. Okay, everyone. So we're going to do the magic circle. I wrap it around my 2 fingers, or you can make it the way you're used to, or do an 8 chain if you're still having a hard time to do the magic circle. So slip stitch inside of that ring, doing a single and 1 2 chain. I'm coming back in and I'm doing a total with that very first one 16 double crochets. This is row 1. Remembering that if you need to slow down the video, in the description box below there's a 2-minute video that teaches you how to open your closed caption, also how to slow down the video, and also for the people that need to know different languages, you could always go on the 3 little buttons up top and have it translated to the language of your country. Okay, so 16 double crochets. This is row 1. I've done my 16 double crochets. I'm pulling on my string, but I'm not going to tighten it too much. In case I need a little bit of space, then I can tighten it a little bit more at the end. That's why for the people that are doing the 8 chain, you should be perfect for what we need to accomplish. Okay, so I've closed it with slip stitch. I'm coming back in, single, 2 chain. I'm coming back in that same double crochet, so it's 2 together, on each stitch. Next stitch, 2 double crochet in the same stitch. We should have a total of 32 double crochets. This is row 2. Into the next one, 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've done my 32. So going into row 3, I'm coming back in again, single, 2 chain. This time on this row 3, we're going to do 2 double crochets on the double crochet, the first double crochet, and then the next one we're doing 1 alone. The next double crochet, 2 double crochets on the same stitch. The next one, 1 by itself. Next one, 2 together. Next one, 1 alone. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finish row 3. I have 48 double crochets. I'm going to close it with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in and do single, 2 chains. I have my first double crochet. I'm going to come in to the next one, double crochet. I'm going to skip 1 double crochet, coming into the next one, double crochet into the next one, double crochet. And I forgot to mention we need to do a 1 chain space. Sorry about that. That's why it's important to always look ahead of the video before you start anything. So 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. So basically it's building groups of 2 double crochet, 1 chain, again skipping 1 into the next one, creating double crochet, next stitch, double crochet, 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one, double crochet into the next one, double crochet, 1 chain, skip a stitch. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. 1 chain space between the groups. I'll meet you at the end. You should have 32 groups. Okay, everyone. Okay, so I've completed 16 groups of 2 double crochet. I've closed in with slip stitch, coming back in, doing my single, my 2 chain into the next one, again 2 double crochet. Inside of that 1 chain space, we're going to build 2 double crochet. The difference is we are going to close it in together. Sorry about that. So incomplete. Of course, I couldn't do the incomplete on the first one, which is normal. And again, into the next one, double crochet into the next one, double crochet, and close it together. Into that 1 chain space, double crochet, so we have 3 loops on the hook, and close it together. So we're not skipping any stitch, we're doing groups of 2 incomplete double crochet and then closing it together. 1, 2, where we have that 1 chain space, and on top of the double crochet, 1 per stitch, and closing it together. Now if you find that it's too tight for you, you can, because I know some people have tight tension. You can do a 1 chain space in between them if it helps you out. It doesn't change anything on the pattern, and this also is a good technique to show the new beginners. Okay, people, so bear with me. So 1, 2 double crochet in that same stitch, and then you can do that 1 chain space into the next one. 1, 2 double crochet. I think it's better this way, it doesn't pull onto the pattern. 1 chain into the next where we have that 1 chain space, creating 2 incomplete double crochet and closing it together, 1 chain, and then 1 per stitch. I try really hard to remember the pattern. Sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't. So sometimes when you go through a certain pattern, just remember you're not alone. There's others that go through the same thing, even us designers, creators. Okay? And close it together. I think I forgot to do that 1 chain space. But anyway, you get it. I've shown you already. So 1 and 2. 1 chain, 1 and 2, and closing it together. Okay, so we're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. We should have 32 groups of the 2 double crochet, 1 per stitch, 1 inside of that 1 chain space. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Finished row 5. Now it seems to turn a bit, but you can pull on a bit and it should get straightened. Okay, so we have 32 groups of 2 incomplete double crochet, 1 chain space between them. I'm going to come on this second double crochet with a single. This is row 6. 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to see if 3 chains enough. It should be. And I'm going to come in with a single on that incomplete double crochet loop that we've closed. 1, 2, 3 chain. Again, single. 1, 2, 3 chain. Okay, and single. So I'm doing 3 chain loops and a single on that very first chain that we've closed in the incomplete. 1, 2, and 3 right here, the very first one. So we have 1 chain here or stitch here, and then the second one here. So it's on top of that first double crochet sort of thing. We should have 32 loops, but before I complete my 32, there's a little trick we're going to do to it. So do your 31 and then I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've done my 31. Keep knocking into the camera. If it's not with the chair, it's with my head. My goodness. 31 loops of 3 double crochet and a single. Not 3 double crochet, 3 chain. Oh my God. You know, they usually say when you take a vacation, you need a vacation after that. At least my brother Paul says that all the time. Okay, so this time I'm going to come in. Okay, I'm not doing no chains. I'm going to come in that single we have there. And I'm going to do almost like a sideways double crochet. Okay, so I can end up here on the center of that loop. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain this time, coming in the next loop with single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Now if your tension is too loose, you can do a 4 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain into the next loop, single. So we're creating these loops again. this time of 5 chain, or 4 for some of you, you should have 32 loops. Again, when I get to the end, I am going to do exactly what I've done here, but I will do a single, 1 chain, and then the sideways double crochet. But I'll meet you here so we can complete the 32 loops together. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so completed row 6, going into row 7, I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm going to come in into the center of this loop. Okay, so we create a loop. Now what you can do is put a marker. I'm going to put a marker here so we know exactly where we've landed, okay, because we don't want to do extra loops or get short on loops. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops again, 5 chain again, and single into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain into the next one. So creating those loops, and once I get here, again, I will need to do my sideways double crochet so we can complete. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm down to my very last one. I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come in that loop, and create my 32 loop. Okay, so I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to put on that exactly same one that we just finished building. Okay, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain, coming into that same one that we've done, and exactly the same thing on the bottom too, that we've done that sideways double crochet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you don't get confused, let me just show you again. So when we did, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, row 7. So we did a single 1 chain and that sideways double crochet, and then the 5 chain again and single on the same one. We did the same thing here on row 8. So 5 chain, or 6 chain I should say, and a single. 6 chain and single into the next one. Okay, so we should always have 32 loops. I'll meet you at the end. I've just completed, or completing, row 9. Now, of course, you know, some of you, I like to teach always new techniques, especially to the new beginners. So we've done it that way. I'm going to do 1 chain. You can also, if you're too afraid of putting the 2, or you seem to forget to put the 2, like the sideways double crochet in that single, you could come right on top and do that sideways double crochet and still have that 6. If it seems that it's too small for you, instead of doing 1 chain, you can do a 2 chain and that sideways double crochet, or you can just go in your stitch, slip stitch to the center. Okay, so I've done that, and I'm going to come again. I'm going to put it right where I finished, and starting row 10. So basically, because we are on the center, now you don't have 2 on the same stitch like we have done here or here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come into the next one. So that means this is your first loop. You only have 1 in that space instead of 2 like we have here. Little techniques, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain, and again single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain into the next one. Here's another thing. If you want to go bigger with the pattern, this is where you can do your increase by keeping up rows, and you see how many chains you need to do. You don't want it to be too flappy or to be too tight, so you can do 6 chain, let's say, for the next 3 or 4 rows and have it nice and straight, or you can do 7, or you can do 5, depending upon your tension. So you would increase more of the centerpiece before we create the pineapples. So this is row 10, and like I mentioned, if you find that this is too complicated for you or too hard for you, you can close in with a slip stitch and then go to the center, do your single, and create your chains. You could always put the marker on there, and it's going to help you out to make sure that you know exactly where you're at with your loops. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going to row 11. If you hear music on the background, my neighbors are having a party as usual on the weekend. They love to put that music full blast. Okay, so 2 chain. I'm going to come in that sideways double crochet right here and do double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into my first loop. You got to make sure that you come up here, bring your marker up, or you will get lost in between. We don't want to do that. So again, 1 more row of 6 chain. Okay, and then we're changing up the pattern. Make sure that you do have 32 loops of whatever chains you're doing. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. This is row 11. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to close in that 32nd loop. So I've done 6 chain right on top of that sideways double crochet. Okay, slip stitch. Okay, everyone, so I'm closing out row 11. I've done my 6 chain. This is where I had my marker right on top of that sideways double crochet with slip stitch. I'm going to do slip stitch until the center of this chain. So I've done 2 slip stitch and coming right in the center with a single and 2 chain. So I have a double crochet and another double crochet. So basically I'm going to create a V. I'm going to do 2 chain, come back in, and create 2 more double crochet like that. I'm going to do again Gotta see if I'm gonna do chain space. Just give me a second. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. I'm going to come in the next one and create that V again. So 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. One. Even if it's if you find it's too much of a loop there, then it's probably best to do a 3 chain and not 4. Okay, so let's start this, trying to remember the pattern as I go. 2, 3 chain, coming in the next loop. 1, 2. 2 chain and 2 more double crochet. So I have my second V. Okay. And then again, 1, 2, 3 chain into the next one. Double crochet, 2 chain, and again the 2 double crochets. So we need 32 groups of these V's all the way around. This is row 12. I'll meet you at the end. I hope I wasn't too much off camera. I have that bad habit. I'll just pull it up again. 1, 2, 3. Create the 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. And I'll meet you at the end of this row 12. Okay, everyone, going to row 13. So we're going to continue to do those V's. I'm coming in with a single, 2 chain, another double crochet. So I have my 2 double crochets, 2 chain, and again 2 more double crochets. We're going to continue to do these V's for a few more rows. The difference is now 2 chain, coming in that 3 chain we did with single, 2 chain. If your tension is too loose, then you can do 1 chain only to come in that space. 2 double crochet, creating the V again with 2 chain space. And the next row will be exactly the same thing. The 2 groups, or the V with 2 chain in between. That will be row 14. 2 chain and coming in with a single on the single. Okay, so 2 chain, coming in, doing the single, 2 chain, and your 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet, like that. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finish row 13 again. I'm going to do the walk with a slip stitch coming into that center, creating that V, single, 2 chain. So of course the V is always a repeat, and 2 more double crochets. So single, 2 chain, double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, chain 2, coming in the center here of that single and closing it up again. Now next row is going to change. So I created my second V, 2 chain, single with a single, 2 chain, and your V again. 1 and 2. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this row 14. Okay, everyone, going to row 15. So I'm going to do the walk again with slip stitch, create my little shell here, or like a V, shell of 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. Now, row 15 and 16 is going to be exactly the same as row 12 and 13 only. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chain coming in. Here we did a 3 chain because they were very close together, and here we're doing a 4 chain. Now, unless your tension is extremely loose, then you can do a 3 chain. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more. So continuing my shell, my V's, whatever way you want to call it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the next row, row 16, we're going to do exactly what we're doing here, but we will do, after we do our shell, 2 chain and close it in the center with a single, exactly what we did on row 13. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay, going to row 16, again doing the walk with slip stitch to the center of my shell, single, 2 chain, creating my shell again. So 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, 2 chain coming in, single in that 4 chain loop, 2 chain, and again creating the shell. So row 17 and 18 will be a repeat of row 15, 16. Okay, so the next row, row 17, will be a repeat of this row 15, and then row 18 will be a repeat of row 16. I'll meet you at the end of row 18, because row 19 we're starting the foundation for the pineapples. Okay, everyone, going to row 17, which is a repeat of row 15 and 16. So doing my shell, you should know already how to do your shell with the 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, and your shell again. So the next row will be the shell, the 2 chain, single, exactly as we've done here. Okay, so I'll meet you at the beginning. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have row 18, which we'll be doing exactly like 16. I'll meet you at the beginning of row 19, where we're going to start the foundation for the pineapples. Okay, everyone. So pretty much finished row 18, going row 19. I'm going to come back in where I've closed my slip stitch, do a single and 2 chain. Coming back in that same stitch, creating another double crochet. So we have 2 double crochets on the same stitch. Into the next one, and again 2 double crochets on the same stitch. So now I have 4. I'm going to do 4 double crochets inside of this 2 chain space. So I have 2, 3, and 4. So now I have 8. Again on these 2 double crochets on the same stitch. So I have 10 and 2 more on the last one. So 2 double crochets on the first one, 2 double crochets, that's 4 double crochets, 4 inside. So that's 8, and then 4 again, 2 on each stitch. So we have a total of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming in the center of the next one, doing my shell of 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So we're always going to alternate. Now, if you find that yours is, if it becomes too loose, we don't want it to be too loose here. So if you need to cut down a chain or so, go ahead. So I think I'm going to cut down a chain instead of 6. I'm going to do 5. But whatever works for you, we don't want it to be pulling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to come in. I think it's better for me this way. You have everybody's tension and stitch is different, so some will call for 4 or 6 or 5. Okay, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on top again creating that foundation of the 12 double crochets. I have them out here. Try to hide that. So 2 on the first one, 2 double crochet on the second, so we have 4 already, 4 double crochet inside of the 2 chain space, so we have 8. Just make sure that you do count it properly, or you'll run into problems after to have the pineapples as we go to be the same size. Okay, 1 and 2. So again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and create your shell. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. Okay, and this is how we're going to do. We're going to alternate that way all the way around to the end. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 20, so I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to come back in that one, or if you're used to doing your 3 chain, go ahead, doing the single, and I'm repeating the 12 double crochets. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So repeating the 12 double crochets for the pineapples. Two chain. I'm coming in here and closing or doing a single, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do 3 chain and doing my shell again. Like that. 1, 2, 3. Same thing as we've done here, coming inside, doing a single, 2 chain, and again 12 double crochets. So that's what it's going to look like. Just going to pull it a little bit there. But that you don't have to fix that now. You can do that at the end. So 12 double crochets again. This is how we're going to do this row 20. Make sure that you do have your 12 double crochets all the way around. Okay. 2 chain, coming in, doing the single, 3 chain. I don't know why I pulled it that way. 3 chain and doing your shell. One, two, three, single, and then 2 chain and your 12 double crochet. So now it's just a repeat of what we just done, and that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so finished row 20, going to row 21. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to come back in that same stitch with a single and 2 chain. So that's my double crochet, and one more for space in between them. So into the next double crochet with double crochet, 1 chain space, into the next one, double crochet, 1 chain. And we're going to do this to all the pineapple motifs. So we'll have a total again of 12 double crochet, 1 chain space between them. So now we have our 12 double crochets. One, 2, and 3. Actually 2, sorry. Coming in that single with single. 1, 2, and 3. Same thing as we did on the previous row, row 20. And doing our shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. Chain 3 into the single with single, 1, 2, and double crochet, doing the 12, 1 chain space, just like that. Okay, so we're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, going into row 22. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to come back in, do my, actually not even on there. So slip stitch, I'm going in the center of that between the first and the second double crochet with a single, 1, 2, and 3 chain. So we're creating the loops for the pineapples. Single, 1, 2, 3 chain into the next one. So working in between the double crochets where we did that 1 chain and 3 chain single, 1, 2, 3 into the next one, single, and again, and into the last one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 loops of 3 chain. And it's going to be like that all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, coming directly in this time to your shell and creating the shell. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain in between the first and the second double crochet. 1, 2, 3. So now it's just a repeat. Okay, creating those 10 loops like here of the 3 chain. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so closing out row 22 with a slip stitch on that first single of the loop, coming in the center of that loop again. Now, if you need to put a marker for some of you can. Again, doing the pineapple loops. 3 chain, single, 3 chain, single. So I'm just going to continue to do it. So I've done 9 loops now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, of course, when I come to the end, I'm going to hook it on that single there with a slip stitch, come in the center again, and do that single with the loops again. So here we're going to do the 5 chain again. 3, 4, 5. So we're just repeating this row. The next row is going to change a bit because we need to, make rows to close out the pineapples. So doing the shell. On the next row here, we're going to do 3 groups of 2 instead of just 2 groups, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, coming in that center. Another thing I want to mention is it's normal if it's, your pattern is pleating a bit. Let me just stretch this out. So it's okay if you see it pleating like that. Okay, because once we close out the pineapples, the pattern takes shape and everything goes into place. So as soon as, because it starts pulling in, as we're going to be doing the next row, it's going to start to pull in this way, pull in that way, pull in that way. So don't worry about it. If you find that it's a little bit wavy, that's normal. It will straighten itself out. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row. That's all we have to do is just repeating this row. And of course, we'll have 9. So we keep decreasing on the loops. I'll meet you in the next row because here we'll have 3 groups in order for us to cut the pineapples going this way and then going the other way. So we'll need 3 groups of 2 double crochet with 2 chain space and between the 3 groups. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone. So I've closed out row 23 with a slip stitch, came to the center of my first loop, exactly what we did on the previous row, did my single, my 3 chain, and continue to do my loops. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loops. Did my 5 chain, coming in that shell. Now we're going to create the 3 groups of 2. That's the only difference there is on this row. So 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So we can close afterwards the pineapple. So this one will be coming this way, and this one will be going the other way. Okay, that's the only thing that's going to be done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything else stays the same. Single into the loop, 3 chain into the next, and create those 8 loops so it keeps decreasing. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row because really this is the only thing that changes here. Okay, the 3 groups and 2 chain space. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, finished row 24. going to row 25. So I've closed in with slip stitch, coming in that center of the pineapple loop with a single. 1, 2, 3. So continuing to do the loops as we've been doing. Okay, so I'm going to continue mine. So I've done my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops of 3 chain, row 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming in, creating my shell here of the 2 double crochets, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochets. We need to split the pineapples up. I'm going to do 1 chain only, coming in the next one, creating the next shell for the next pineapple. That's the only thing that's different on this row, is just the 2 shells and 1 chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, coming in the pineapple loops and creating the 3 chains for the pineapple loops. So I'll have 7 loops. I'll meet you at the end of this row, and we're going to close the same way when we come around. Slip stitch on the single and then do 6 loops, 5 chain, and then I'll meet you here again, okay, with the shell. Makes it not as long video, takes too much room in the mobile. Okay, so I'll meet you at the beginning of row 26 over here after we've done the 6 pineapple loops. Okay, everyone, so finished row 25, started row 26, closed in with a slip stitch on that single, went into the center of my loop, and then my 3 chain, and then single, 3 chain, singles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did my 5 chain coming in. I'm going to do my shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain, coming in, doing my single, 1, 2, 3 chain, and again my shell. This is the only difference on this row. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. Everything else stays the same. 2, 3, 4, 5 into the first loop. Okay, and next row will be the same thing. We'll do the shell, 3 chain, single, 3 chain, single, and then 3 chain and your shell. But I'll meet you at the beginning of the next row. Okay, everyone, so finished row 26, going into row 27. So I've done my loops. I have 5 loops on the pineapples. I'm going to do my 5 chain. I'm going to do my shell where the shell is. One, 2, and 3. Doing my loop. 1, 2, 3. My second loop. And 1, 2, 3. Going into the shell with shell. My third loop. So I'll have 3 loops here. So this is the only thing that's different on this row. It's going to change up on the next again. Then your 5 chain and your pineapple loops. You are to have 5 pineapple loops. And this is what we're going to do on this row. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone. So I finished row 27 with the 3 loops here. And I've started row 28. Row 28, we have 4 loops. Done my 5 chain and my shell. Actually, not 5 chain, sorry, 4 chain. We're cutting down this time to 4 chain and shell. Now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to come in the center, or maybe even 5 chain. I'm going to come in the center in that middle loop. We have 3 that we've created, and I'm going to do a half double crochet like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming in, doing the shell again. So this is the only different that we'll have on this row. I hope I'm not too far out because I have a bad habit of doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain coming in my loop, my pineapple loops. 1, 2, 3, doing my 4 loops. 1, 2, 3 chain and a single. 1, 2, 3 and single. 1, 2, 3 single. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 chain. 2, 3, 4. Doing my shell. My thread is like stuck everywhere. Once I've completed my shell, I'm going to do a 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming in that center and doing half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue again with your shell. Okay, so this is what we're going to do to this row. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 29, which I've started here already. So I've done my slip stitch, my single in the first loop. So we have 3 loops now for the pineapple on this row 29. 4 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing my shell as usual. Now, for some of you that have your tension too wide, you can do a 4 chain instead of, even on here, I should have mentioned that before. But normally, you know how it is. If your tension's too loose, go a chain lower or a smaller hook. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. I'm going to do a half double crochet in here, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Into the next half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, and doing my shell. This is how we're going to proceed all the way around the same way, like that. Everything else stays the same. Your 4 chain for the pineapple, and then single. 1, 2, 3. So we're having the 3 loops. 1, 2, 3 chain. 1, 2, 3, and single. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, and your shell. Okay, so very simple. I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay, everyone, going into row 30. So I've closed in with slip stitch, coming in that first chain of the pineapple, 1, 2, 3, or loop I should say, and now we should have two loops on the pineapple, 4 chain, 2, 3, 4, doing my shell, four chain, 2, 3, 4, coming in the first one here and doing half. So we're repeating what we did. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the second one, half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 into the third one, and half double crochet. So this time we have 3 halves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and do our normal shell. So that's the only thing that is different, but actually the same as the previous row. One, two, three, four, and then you continue with your pineapple loops. So we have 2 pineapple loops left. Remember earlier, further down, that I mentioned that the pineapples, they start straightening themselves as you go, so it pulls in and you don't have that waviness anymore. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finished row 29, started row 30, which is 1 loop left. Let me just recount this because sometimes I'm just terrible. 12. Okay, so we finished row 30, going into row 31. Oh my God, people. Thank God for recounting, right? Okay, so chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now it's going to change a bit. Here on the first one, we're just going to slip stitch right through it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the second one, we're going to do half. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the next one with half. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, not the last one. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, actually, yes, the last one here, we're going to do a slip stitch again. So slip stitch on the first one, 4 chain, half double crochet, 4 chain. On the second one, half double crochet. So basically, what are we doing here? We started with the half here, so we have 1 half. On the next row, we have 2. On the next row, we have 3. So now we're decreasing on the halves. That means the next row will have only 1 here. We're going to slip stitch through the other 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And doing the shell. Okay? Chain 4. And coming into the pineapple, chain 3. So we have that 1 loop left, chain 4, and do your shell. Very simple. Okay, so one loop of the pineapple. Let's just recap that again. Into that first one with slip stitch, chain 4, half double crochet, chain 4, half double crochet, chain 4, slip stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It increases. The only difference is we're decreasing on the halves. We start with 1, 2, and on this row 3. So now we're going 2 and then 1. I'll meet you at the end of my row. This is pretty much what it looks like. Okay, everyone, so finish row 31, going into row 32, coming in the center of that last loop. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, doing your shell. One, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a slip stitch on my first loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing my second slip stitch on my second loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna do half. Okay, so remember what I told you, we started with 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves. We're cutting down now, decreasing. So 2 halves, 1 half. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your shell. We're almost there. And then your 4 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, completing the last single on the last loop of the pineapple, 2, 3, 4, and now it's just a repeat. And do your shell. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row, and that's all there is to it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on this motif here with 2 singles, not 2 singles, with 1 half double crochet, and the other ones are slip stitch. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, closing out row 32. So I'm going to do the 4 chain. Sorry if you hear noise. The house is going under construction. 2, 3, 4. Coming in where we did that single with a slip stitch. Okay, now we need to do the walk on these 4 chains that we went up with a slip stitch all the way to the top. We can get to the shell. Okay, now we're going to do the shell. So single 2 chain. There's never a dull moment in this place, people. There's always something happening. If it's not my house, it's the neighbors. It's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. So I'm going to do slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Slip stitch. So all of them are slip stitch now, all the way to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. If your tension is too tight, you can do a 5 chain, which I think that's what I'm going to do. So bear with me when I do this, because I try to remember what the pattern looked like and years ago. Okay, so there's 4 chain. I think I'm just going to do a single. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's supposed to be 5 chain. So I'm going to do a 5 chain. Sorry about that. So 5 chain. I'm going to do a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. And a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. You have to remember that I'm creating this as I'm going, so sometimes I have to 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back and take it down a bit to, I have to feel that it's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Oh my God, the banging drives me nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. And your shell. So once you get to the pineapple shells, we're going to unite them together. So we are on the shell. We're going to go directly into the next one and close the pineapple this way. 1, 2, and 2 double crochet. So our shell, our pineapple is closed with the shells together. And we're going to do that all the way around the same way, exactly like that. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everybody, so I've closed in with slip stitch. So closed in with slip stitch, did another slip stitch, come into the center, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, come in the center of the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 chain all the way through. So I'll meet you here on the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, coming in the center here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and into the middle of the next shell. Okay, so basically this is what we're going to do all the way around. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we've just completed row 24, going into row, wait a minute, not 24, I think it's 34, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 34. Row 34 we've completed, and now we're going to fix this here a bit to the last row, row 35. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is the last loop. I'm going to come in that first single we did with those 5 chains and slip stitch. So coming in now, you can do double crochets if you like, or singles. I'm going to do singles. Have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming into the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way around the same way and pretty much completed. So I want to thank every single one of you. I will see you in the next tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'll have the measurements once I am done, and I'm going to block it, put it on my kitchen or dining room table, I should say. And all the measurements will be below in the description box. And God bless you. Thank you so much, everyone. Sending much love and peace to every single one of you around the world. Until next time, bye-bye, everybody. Before I forget, I would just like to mention, because I know some of you are going to ask me, how can I go bigger? So to go bigger, you can increase here, more rows. You could also increase here, more rows. And you can increase on the pineapple, which that means you will have to increase also here at these edges here, or this motif here. Another thing, if you find doing your single crochets is too crumpled up, you don't have to do the 6. You can do just 5 singles, okay? That's just how it goes. There's no specific technique for it. So instead of doing 6, you can do a 5. I've noticed mine is waving a bit, so I will do a 5 instead of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm not even taking down the ones I did 6. It's not going to make a big change because I only did a few. So no worries about that. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that pretty much explains everything. So I know that some of you will be asking me how to increase by going bigger. So don't forget, you can increase more rows on here. You can increase more of these rows on here. You can increase more of the pineapple double crochets here. Follow the same procedure and then just do more increases on these rows here if you want. Okay, so that means that you can do another row, let's say here, or 2, 3, it's up to you, just with closing double crochet the shell together and then continuing to do these ones. Okay, so thank you everyone.